At first, it doesn't feel real. One extra zero, then another. Then suddenly, your net worth becomes larger than the economies of entire countries. $1 trillion. More money than entire governments. More influence than presidents. More power than anyone in modern history. But the strange part isn't becoming rich. It's realizing the world slowly stops treating you like a normal human being. Because the moment you become the first trillionaire, the rules that controlled everyone else quietly stop applying to you. At first, the changes are small, almost harmless. A restaurant owner refuses to let you pay the bill. Hotel managers begin personally greeting you at the entrance. Airlines quietly move you into private cabins before you even ask. People who ignored your calls for years suddenly answer on the first ring. Politicians remember your birthday. Journalists begin speaking about you carefully. Like your name alone could affect stock markets. And eventually, it does. A single sentence from you online can erase billions from one company, while sending another soaring overnight. At first, it feels exciting, like winning a game nobody else understands. But after a while, wealth stops feeling like luxury and starts feeling like control. Because once you can buy almost anything, you begin wondering what humanity was never supposed to have access to. You stop thinking in prices. You start thinking in ownership. Private islands, artificial intelligence companies, media networks, pharmaceutical labs, satellite systems, entire city blocks. You don't buy things anymore. You buy systems. Influence, access, silence. At some point, you realize you could quietly shape the future of civilization itself. And that realization changes you. Because the scariest thing about unlimited wealth is how quickly morality becomes optional. The first billion made you ambitious, but the first 100 billion made you dangerous. You begin entering rooms normal people never even hear about. Private meetings inside silent skyscrapers. Underground dinners attended by people richer than nations. Rooms where wars are discussed like business strategies. Where elections are treated like investments. Where powerful men casually decide which industries survive and which collapse. And now they want your opinion. Not because they like you, but because your wealth has become impossible to ignore. At night, you stand alone inside a penthouse floating above an entire city. Thousands of lights glow beneath you. Millions of people living ordinary lives. Completely unaware that one decision from someone like you could quietly reshape their future forever. And for the first time, that thought terrifies you. But power is addictive. Once you experience that level of influence, normal life begins feeling painfully small. You stop walking through airports. You stop driving your own cars. You stop hearing the word no. Security teams surround you everywhere. Assistants organize every hour of your existence. Entire floors of buildings are cleared before you arrive. At first, it feels powerful. Then, eventually, it starts feeling isolating. Because the richer you become, the smaller your world gets. You trust fewer people. Conversations become artificial. Every smile feels calculated. Every friendship feels transactional. Even love begins feeling uncertain. Do people care about you, or the empire surrounding you? You can never fully know. And slowly, paranoia replaces excitement. Then one morning, your head of security wakes you up at 4 a.m. Not because of a financial emergency. Not because markets crashed, but because 3 governments have been monitoring your movements for months. At first, you assume it's a joke, until they show you the files. Satellite tracking, private flight records, phone surveillance, international intelligence reports. For the first time in your life, you realize governments are no longer studying your businesses. They are studying you. Because your wealth now represents something larger than money. You are no longer viewed as a businessman. You are viewed as a potential superpower. And suddenly, the world feels different. Every room feels monitored. Every conversation feels recorded. Every meeting feels dangerous. Your private island no longer feels private. Your penthouse no longer feels safe. Even surrounded by luxury, you begin feeling hunted. But despite all of it, you continue growing. Because power changes human psychology in ways most people never understand. The more influence you gain, the more impossible it becomes to walk away from it. You begin funding technologies governments can't control. Artificial intelligence systems, private defense projects, human lifespan research. Entire industries quietly begin depending on your decisions. At some point, world leaders stop speaking to you like a citizen. They begin speaking to you like an equal. And that is the moment everything changes. Because once someone gains enough wealth to influence civilization itself, they no longer exist inside the normal structure of society. They exist above it. But living above society comes with a cost nobody talks about: silence. The higher you rise, the quieter life becomes. Fewer honest conversations. Fewer genuine emotions. Fewer moments that feel real. You begin missing simple things. Walking through crowded streets unnoticed. Having conversations without security nearby. Wondering if people actually like you. For the first time in years, you start remembering your old apartment. The tiny room. The cheap desk. The nights spent chasing success because you believed wealth would finally make life feel complete. And suddenly, you realize something terrifying. The chase was more meaningful than the victory. Because unlimited wealth doesn't end desire. It destroys it. Once everything becomes accessible, nothing feels special anymore. Private jets become normal. Luxury becomes invisible. Power becomes routine. And eventually, you begin searching for something money still can't purchase: meaning, purpose, connection, peace. But those things become strangely difficult to find when the world sees you less like a human being and more like a symbol. A machine. An empire. Then one evening, you stand alone on the balcony of your penthouse while the entire city glows beneath you. Rain falls softly against the glass. Traffic moves endlessly below. Millions of strangers living ordinary lives. And despite having everything humanity associates with success, you feel completely separated from all of it. Because becoming the world's first trillionaire doesn't actually make you feel powerful forever. Eventually, it makes you feel distant. From normal people. From ordinary life. From consequences. From yourself. And in the end, that may be the strangest part of unlimited wealth. Not the money. Not the power. Not the influence. But realizing that after conquering almost everything the world has to offer, the one thing left to search for is something no amount of money can ever guarantee. A reason to still feel human.